The choice of materials for this project was chosen specifically for the creation of each different part. The ship itself was made of metal because I wanted the skeletal structure of it. The whale took up more than 4,000 individual strips of wood, and it's actually 13 meters long, and it actually has a lot of intricate details when you look at it up front. What I wanted to show in this creation was that the metal part and the wooden ship actually has this nice dichotomy, whereby one is a modern material and one is actually a more historical old material. My love for craft basically started when I was very young. I enjoyed drawing, cutting up things, putting things together, and just making all those fun, quirky stuff when I was a teenager. As I grew older, as I developed my craft, then I realized that there's a name for it. You paint, you sculpt, you illustrate. So it really started very early, but I only know what I was in for when I was a lot older. The inspiration behind Great East Indiaman actually came about when I received the project title for the finale. So it was called Atlas of Mirrors. Basically, the story is about how maps and voyages actually play a big role in the creation of Southeast Asia and people as a whole. The biggest and most important journey that actually was carried out that related to Singapore was, of course, Raffles' journey from the west to the east. And the ship that Raffles was on was called Indiana. There was actually a journey that he made on a ship that got stranded in Malacca. A whale actually made the same journey across the Indian Ocean and somehow got stranded on the Malacca shores during 1892. So this same whale would have made the same journey Indiana would have made from the Indian Ocean all the way to the Southeast Asia. And I decided to make a combination between the two and make an anthropomorphic work, and this was called the Great East Indiaman. Initially, as an artist, you would know that we really didn't know what was involved in putting a huge artwork in that very public space. So of course, I had the different government bodies to actually get approval from. Then actually there was a lot of safety issues as well, which in the end we got the engineer to actually be involved. I am competent in wood, but I'm not a shipbuilder. I'm not a carpenter. I'm not really a woodsmith. So I had to learn how to twist wood. I had to learn how to actually strip each individual stick to actually create the shape of the skeleton as well. I'm not a natural historian, so I didn't know very much about how the whale's skeleton was like. But luckily, I actually found some images from the National Archive pertaining to the whale that was actually in the museum collection. Of course, during fabrication, the other challenges and problems that I had was about time. We were not professional shipbuilders nor fabricators, so we really have to learn on the job. Where we have to get people who work round the clock just to get all the different parts together. I got friends who actually would work in the night shift, or students who come in the afternoon, and I myself would burn weekends just to make the deadline or to approach or get over milestones of the project. We all had to get time away from the family, and I have to really sacrifice a lot of the time with the kids as well as time with my immediate family. I actually got my family involved and I actually brought them to the National Museum just for them to actually understand what I'm doing. So I wanted them to be involved. I wanted them to see what I was doing so that they actually appreciate that the father is an artist and he has to go through this. And I think this little bit actually, while it's a sacrifice, but I think it also gives them context of what an artistic career is like and what their father will be doing for a long time to come. When we first started the first part of the installation, when we first implanted the mask into the ground, I was excited. I think all of us was excited. The engineer was excited. The shipyard consultant was excited. But the real inkling came on when we first installed the wheel into the ship. That really got everybody on a high because people were still actually doubting whether the supports could support the weight of the skeletons, whether we could actually install it properly. So I always tell my friends or those who are helping me, trust the plans, and watch it unfold. So when it came together and different parts started to line up, we were really very happy, and we could really finally see the vision that we wanted to present. For the first time, we also realized the scale of it was crazy. We didn't feel the full scale until the whale in relation to the ship actually came about. I think as an artist, you will slowly grow to realize that it's very difficult for everyone to really see your point. It will be almost impossible for you to really push out a vision and expect the equivalent return or the so-called right response that you want from people. So I think as an artist, my enjoyment or greatest enjoyment from this artwork would be that people actually find a point of curiosity, a point of interest, and then after that continue to explore different things or different stories that are related to it. My name is David Chan. I'm a painter, a sculptor, and all-round a very curious person.